Hello and welcome to our Tampines Hub, the venue for this Saturday evening's AIA Singapore Premier League clash between Geylang International and the Young Lions. We've unfortunately had a 90-minute delay, having originally been scheduled to begin at 5:30 p.m. because of the activation of the lightning warning system at OTH. There are still some raindrops falling, but thankfully conditions have been deemed safe to play on, and we will have kickoff underway in just under 10 minutes' time. Let's now have a look at the other fixtures for match week 22. The Lion City Sailors set the tone for this weekend with a highly entertaining 9-4 victory over Hougang on Friday evening to extend their lead at the top of the table. Tanjong Pagar, well, they're currently engaged in a close battle with Albirex Nagata. Albirex leading 1-0 at the moment, the score at Jurong East Stadium there. And the weekend's action will be rounded up on Sunday night at 5:30 p.m. when Tampines Rovers host Balestier Khalsa. That, of course, will be Akbar Nawaz's last game in charge of the Tigers. So just 7 matches to play in the 2022 campaign. It's the Sailors who have the all-important lead. Albirex hot on their heels, and then of course the race for AFC Cup qualification is heating up with Tampines in 3rd and Geylang in 6th. The team separated by just 4 points. If Geylang win today, they could leapfrog Hougang and maybe even Tanjong Pagar to 4th, depending on how that result pans out. Let's now have a listen to what the two coaches, Nur Ali and Nazri Nasser, had to say ahead of this one.
I mean, you got to approach the game like any other opponents. You know, you got to give respect to Young Lions. I think they have played some good football. Of course, they're a very young team, but it's good to see that, you know, there's some players that has been developed, and nice to see that they have actually improved a lot. So I think we're just going to approach like how we're going to approach any game throughout the season. Yeah.
Despite some good performances in the past few weeks, the goal difference is still not looking good for Geylang International. Will the team be trying to get in as many goals as possible today?
I mean, we have last 7 games to go. Of course, it's nice if you can score goals, more goals, and try to bring up the goal difference. But I think what's important is the 3 points at this point of time, because you only left 7 games more, and every point is very important for us. So I think we just focus on the 3 points first, and if anything more than that, then it's a bonus for us.
Have the Young Lions fully recovered from their last game played on Wednesday?
Yeah, I mean, I can say that I can't say that it's really fully recovered lah. Okay, basically we just have so-called just 2 days to come back, and then some of the boys just finish off playing the reserve league. So basically it's like recovered and not recovered lah. But again, as I said, we managed it. Okay, just only yesterday the only training that we have to prepare today's game.
And amidst such busy schedules, do you try and keep physical training to a minimum and focus more on the team's mental strength instead?
I mean, as I said, we just focus on recovery, rest, you know, to manage the boys as much as we can, just to not much on physical training. And also, like I said earlier, like today is a game. Normally, yesterday what we did is just more on tactical plan, how we're going to play against them, and just walk through. Not really into like trainings, you know, or physical training.
As a coach, is this the most challenging time for you, and how do you keep yourself and the team motivated?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's quite challenging this time, you know, managing players that who are also involved in the Reserve League and also the SPL. But again, as I said, I always understand that, you know, I have to always believe them. They are young, you know, they need to understand that they need to sacrifice few things. And of course, again, what happened is as much as I can, you know, just to push them, motivate them, encourage them. And then, yeah, I wouldn't expect them so much, but again, I just believe that every game they go in, just give their best, and just, of course, as I said, I believe them, and so-called meaning that hopefully everything goes well in the game.
Well, I'm pleased to say that joining me in the commentary position today is former head coach of Balestier Khalsa, Hidir Hamis. Hidir, first of all, we're delighted to finally have play underway after a 90-minute delay.
Yeah, I think definitely. I think it's also for the fans as well, who have been waiting for a long time for the game to start. And although Tampines Hub has a lot to offer in terms of, you know, having restaurants to eat at and all that, but they are coming here to watch the game, and I'm sure we'll be treated to a good game of football. Hopefully goals and, you know, the last the last two games that they have had together this season, there has never been a shortage of goals. So let's hope to see something, hopefully something of yesterday's nature.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about goals. I mean, 22 goals been scored in the last 5 matches between these two sides, which only suggests that we'll be in for a pretty entertaining 90 minutes of action this evening. Of course, the young Lions, they've struggled, but it seems they've pulled their weight against Geylang. You know, this season they've played 3 matches thus far, a win apiece and a draw. Their only draw this season has come against Geylang. So, do you fancy the chances today?
Over the runs of games that they've had, the last round, or rather the last few games, it's always been difficult for them, because now they are also participating in the Under-21 League, as Nazri Nasir mentioned just now. So in terms of recovery, in terms of player rotations, there will be a lot happening for them, and they do not have that stability to come up play against a very rejuvenated Geylang International side. They have won 6 games in the last 10 matches for Geylang International, and they have a strong lineup. They have put, I don't think anybody else is injured except for Fadli Khamis, and also Umar Akbar is also out because of suspension. But other than that, they have a full squad to choose from. And with the recent run of results, the recent level of performance that Geylang has produced, it's a tough task for Young Lions to get something of the game. But then again, they have the ability, they have the energy, they have quality in Raul, who has had a good 2-3 games previously as well, and Raksak, their top scorer at this point of time in this first 11, to be able to, you know, trouble the Geylang International defense.
Yeah, and I think, you know, you point to the resurgence. A lot of the credit must go to Nur Ali. You know, he was awarded the Manager of the Month for July as well.
Yep.
You know, in July, Geylang notched up 4 wins and a draw. So what do you think has changed tactically, strategically for them, you know, after a somewhat shaky start to the campaign?
I think, to be fair, the change in formation for them, they've always liked to play in a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 at the start of the season. But a change in formation with a back 3, rather back 5 in defense, when they are defending, has created a little bit more stability, and as well as a little bit more lesser distance between the back line and midfield, where they are not going to be giving those spaces away to their opponents, and that has changed a lot in terms of confidence as well. The more you win games, the more you score goals, you know, the more confident you get, and that works in their favor. And if you look at how they are going to line up this game, it looks like they are going to be playing a 3-5-2 as well, the same formation they have been playing for quite a number of games, and it looks like they have that stability now. They know that these are the roles that they're going to be playing. The responsibilities of the players, they are very clear for them. And of course, you have to give credit to Noor Ali, because he made that change. Only he can make that change for the team. So a good outing for them today is going to be good for them to be wanting to be in their 4th position today, hopefully. And let's hope that, again, I would expect a good game as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all expecting that as well. Your match officials today, referee Hilmi Fuad, assistant referees Andy Tan and Rida Said, and 4th official Farhad Muhammad. Yeah, they've definitely improved leaps and bounds. I think their performances, results are matching their performances as well. They put in a really solid display against Balestier Khalsa last week, a 3-0 victory for them. Sime Zuzul, who's been so instrumental, scoring two of the goals there, and Arifin Noor coming off the bench to score there. Let's have a look at the starting 11. So Geylang International, well, they've looked to make just one change. Hazwan Halim is on the bench. Probably deserves a bit of a rest. Abdul Qayyim has come in to replace him.
Yeah, I think, you know, Hazwan has always been it's a difficult, because he's physically he's small, all right? I think to play back-to-back games for 90 minutes would not be very effective for him. So for today, coming off the bench, and I think he would be coming off the bench today, and providing something in attack, maybe in the second half, would give more impetus for Geylang International in the second half.
Yeah, and we heard Nazri Nasir talking about how the squad may not be as fresh as they'd like, because they've had well, just the game midweek against Tampines. This is the third game in 7 days. They've actually made 5 changes to their squad today.
Yeah, I think in terms of being fresh, that's what is important now for Nasri, to keep a fresher side against a more or less informed team in Geylang International. So they need the energy. They need to be able to maintain the intensity for the 90-95 minutes that they've been playing today. And again, it's important to keep that freshness and to keep the motivation level up, especially with a difficult run of games they have had.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just about to get kickoff underway. Well, very shortly. As you said, Geylang, you know, they've... I think the players are feeling like they can go on and win matches. They're starting to get a lot of reward for the efforts that they're putting in. They look more organized defensively as well. They put in a fantastic display against Albirex Niigata 2 weeks ago. Probably should have come away with a win, if not for the own goal.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought that they played really well. They controlled the game. They dictated the way that they wanted to play. And they were really unlucky not to be able to get those 3 points. It was more of a 2 points loss rather than a 1 point gain for them.
Yeah, exactly. As we see the final words of encouragement being provided by Geylang captain Zaiful Nizam. In fact, his opposite number, Ridwan Fikri, is also skippering the Young Lions side. When was the last time you saw 2 goalkeepers captaining their respective sides?
We got to go to the record books for that one.
So it looks like the Young Lions, clad in all red, are going to be kicking off against Geylang in their traditional green and white outfits. If the past 5 matches are anything to go by, we should have plenty of goals in this one. But I think Geylang will be hoping that they can secure, as you said, either the 3 points that they need to potentially, depending on how the Tanjung Pagar Albirex game pans out, potentially get into that key 4th position, which would guarantee them qualification to the AFC Cup.
I think the last time they qualified for AFC, it was during the COVID year in 2020, so they didn't really get any chance to play in the AFC Cup.
Is Faisal now to Ilhan Noor, back to Faisal. Rio Sakuma, who's been very instrumental. He's started all 21 games thus far, well, 22 now this season, so he's been a pivotal figure for Geylang.
And I think I read a stat somewhere that he has made the highest number of ball recoveries for the team as well.
Yeah, he's such an instrumental figure. Here's an early chance. Sime Zuzul, who himself has been prolific this campaign.
You don't really want to dwell on the ball too much. Haris now facing his own goal, being pressed by 2 players. You don't really want to be there at that point of time, at that space near in your penalty box against Zuzul, who's pressing you.
Exactly, and this has led to the first corner of this match. Whipped in to the center, and an attempt on goal from distance, but that really wasn't going to trouble anyone. Yeah, Sime Zuzul, well...
Now you look at it here, the second ball not being picked up by anybody in red. Joshua Pereira.
Yep.
It looks like it was goal bound.
Here's Zuzul again, attempting to overpower Jordan Emawiwe. But Jordan had that one covered. Yeah, Zuzul is at 14 goals this campaign. In fact, he's 1 game away from equaling his personal record of scoring in 9 consecutive league games. And he's the first player to reach the 14-goal mark for Geylang in 1 season since Joseph Kaplan did in 2012-2013. So just shows how big an influence it's been. Yeah.
I think over the last 9 games that Geylang have played, the resurgence also, you know, coincided with his up in form.
We have a score update for you. Ilhan Fandi has made it 2-0 to Albirex Niigata at Jurong East Stadium, and I think Well, Nur Ali will be looking at that score and grinning from ear to ear.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that means that if Geylang win, if it stays that way, then they could...
Yeah, yeah. They can leapfrog Tanjung Pagar to 4th.
Yep.
And talking about goal scoring and informed player, we have Irfan there. I think scoring his 12th goal in what, 12 games or 11 games?
I think a lot of eyes will be on Sime Zuzul, but also Vincent Bezecourt. You know, they have 4 assists for each other, the most productive pairing in the league this season. So be interesting to see how they fare. Here's Bezecourt. Pushes it out wide to Ilhan Nur. Ilhan Nur looks to find Joshua Pereira, but that was comfortably held for Ridwan Fikri.
Going back to Vincent Bezecourt, I think he's had a lot of chances, especially in the earlier part of the season. He created it for himself, but he has missed a lot as well. But over the last, 4 or 5 games, he has had, or rather he converted those chances that he created for himself, which is, great for his confidence and also for Geylang International as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's improved his goal-scoring numbers massively, 5 of his 6 that he scored this season have actually come in the last 8 matches.
Yeah.
So, there was never any doubt about his quality, about his abilities, but, just the numbers weren't showing for it, but he's finally sort of made up for that.
When it pours, it rains, right? or rather, when it rains, it pours. I got it wrong. When it rains, it pours, right? For Vincent, I think when he got that run in, he scored like 1 or 2 goals, his confidence went up. And when you're a player in high confidence, anything you do will just be 100% successful.
Zaiful taking his time. Headed on, but no one was there. And well left by Joel Chu. Oh, Raul Sahaimi, I beg your pardon. The long throw in. Cleared out to safety by the Young Lions back line. Here's Bezecourt. It's well blocked by Jared Gallagher. And yeah, that definitely was a foul.
Yep, there's no way that Zaifa can get away with that, especially when it's happening right in front of the referee. What's interesting here?
Oh, ball given away sloppily. Here's Joshua Pereira. He's looking to find Sime Zuzul. Ball just pushed out a little wide. Zuzul tries to feed it back to Bezecourt, but it's well snuffed out by Glenn Quay in the end. Very early chance here for Geylang.
Yeah. Again, it came from a miscontrolled situation and good pressing from Geylang. It needed a really, really good ball to play the ball through to Zuzul for Zuzul to even have a chance at goal.
Here's Sakura out to Abdul Kaim. It's a sloppy ball. Well intercepted by Glenn Quay. Here's Jared Gallagher. Elijah Lim, who's only had 7 matches this season. Abdul Razak on to Glenn Quay. Good run by Glenn Quay, but well snuffed out by Rio Sakura. He's so dependable there at the back. Is the Japanese defender.
He has always been ever present here. Good reading of the game. He knew that that was the only direction that Glenn wanted to go. But Glenn, I think his last touch was a little bit too hard. And that created a chance for Rio Sakuma to just get the ball away from him.
Here's Jared Gallagher. Back to Harris Stewart, but sloppily given away again. Zuzul unable to control it. Oh, given away. It's Abdul Razak with a chance. My goodness me. Still the Young Lions with a chance. Oh my goodness. Rio Sakuma heads it out to safety. But on the rebound, that was a very, very good chance indeed for the Young Lions to steal an early lead against the run of play.
Yeah, Faisal Roslan, I think, played the ball back a little bit short. Good opportunity for Razak, a really golden opportunity over here. Maybe Elijah should have taken it on his own for the first rebound.
Well, it's the first corner for the Young Lions. Can they make anything of it? Parried away from Zaiful.
A very unorthodox way of stopping, or rather catching the corner kick.
So a few early jitters for the Geylang defense.
I think for both sides as well. You know, a lot of mistakes being made. Over here, you look. Yeah. Oh, okay. Very unorthodox from a very experienced goalkeeper. As I mentioned just now, it looks like both sides haven't really settled into the game, especially the back line. Mistakes by Young Lions, 2 mistakes by Young Lions almost being punished, and over to the Geylang international side. Really unlucky for Young Lions not to be able to convert those chances.
Ilhan Noor now with the throw in for the Eagles. Finds Sime Zuzul. Great feet from Zuzul. Oh, lovely stuff. Gets past 2 of his markers. Tries to feed one to Bezakor. Bit of a heavy touch on that one. And Ridwan Fikri won't have many problems. We have a score update for you. Tanjung Pagar, they've pulled one back. They've halved the deficit at Jurong East Stadium against Albirex Nagata, courtesy Blake Risciuto. So we could be in for a final flurry there from Tampines. They'll be looking to equalize at the death if they can. We see a bit of a fluffed attempt from Abdul Razak.
Yeah, I thought that the Geylang international defense would have managed this situation a little bit better. Good pass in between the two of them, but he wasn't really settled in terms of balance to be able to put a shot away.
Yeah, I was just about to say they've looked more organized defensively. You know, they shut up shop very well against Albirex for the first 45 minutes. But as you said today, maybe the Young Lions are their Achilles heel. They've struggled against them in the last 5 games or so. It's been a very, very evenly contested affairs. And
there's always a few factors that come into play, right? And I think the 90-minute wait would have been a big factor as well. You know, as much as they are professionals, they have to be cooped up in the dressing room and then just waiting for their chance to be out there again. It surely affects their mental focus.
Yeah, surely does.
And as of right now, they are playing in the rain, right? So, of course, it does affect players a little in a certain way.
There's Joshua Pereira now. Over to Uzaifa. The ball given away. Attempted diagonal ball up front from the Young Lions. Bezakor gets it. Puts one through for Tajeli. Tajeli on the right-hand side. Can he square it for Zuzul? Oh, it's just gone wide of Zuzul's right foot. He still has possession of it. Puts one in for Tezuka. It's a little bit more like it from Geylang, that high press that we saw out last week against Balestier.
Very smart play from Vincent Bezakor. Created that space for Tajeli to play through, and that was a fantastic cross from Tajeli. They had like 4 red jerseys over there, four red players over there, and played the ball through still to Zuzul.
Yeah, Takehiro Tezuka, he's not shy of making attempts on goal. Before this match, he had 28 shots, 13 on target. Of course, he has a brother, Kohei Tezuka, plays in the J-League as well. Yeah. So football runs in the blood in the family for them.
But he's technically very good. Right? He has his diagonal balls, his ability to pick passes. has always been a good feature for Noor Ali's side.
Tajali wins the ball. Here's Joshua Pereira. Now Bezecourt, good feet. Out wide to Tajali. A little bit of a wasteful ball there. Yeah, I was about to say, in the absence of well, Pereira is really, you know, he's a very versatile player. He can occupy the back line. He plays central midfield too.
Well, he has been in Young Lions for quite a number of years previously.
Yeah.
Before he joined Geylang in 2020, before he went NS after that. Yeah, but he has always been a regular feature for Young Lions. He has a lot of experience as well, international experience.
Here's Sime Zuzul. Well snuffed out by the Young Lions defense. Raul Suhaimi, oh, great feet, but can't keep that one in play. I was going to say Pereira probably stepping up in the absence of Azwan as well.
Yeah, I think he brings a lot of balance to the squad and a lot of tactical exposure as well.
It's a great ball for Abdul Razak, who pushes it out wide. Oof. Well snuffed out by Eagles defense.
Well, these two players in Young Lions, Glenn Quay and Joel, has been the source of creativity. You know, if you look over here, both of them trying to combine to create something. I think Glenn has had like 5 assists this season, and Joel 3 assists. So they have been a thorn in opponents' side in a lot of matches. So these are the two players that the Young Lions rely on to create something for the team.
Yeah, absolutely right. Here's Jared Gallagher now. Jordan Emawiwe out to Raul Suhaimi on the left-hand side. Here's Elijah Lim, who's had just 7 matches this campaign, given an outing by Nazri Nasir this evening. Uzaifa. Nice ball through. Bezecourt tries to thread one through the Young Lions defense, but Zuzul gave up on that because he would have probably been offside.
Well, it's interesting to note that Young Lions are not really lining up in a 3-5-2. They have gone for a more conventional 4 at the back, and Nur Hakim occupying the left wing position and Glenn on the right.
Foul called by the referee on Vincent Bezecourt. Another key player is Huzaifa, ever present in the middle of the park. He wins challenges. He's very composed on the ball. And obviously he was with Balestier Khalsa. You know him quite well as well. I think his most successful spell in his career thus far, which led to his call-up to the national side.
Yeah, I think at that season when he was playing, he was providing a lot of balance to the squad, like what he's doing now for Geylang International. He has a lot of good characteristics in his play. He can take the long throw-ins, he can take the set pieces as well. So he has brought a lot of confidence for himself. I think he had a bad injury last season with the ACL, and it's good to see him back playing his best football.
Here's Tajali now. Yeah, absolutely. Probably one of the key players for Noor Ali in this Geylang resurgence this season as well.
Yeah, and I think he has been put at the left-back position. If you look over here, the right side of Geylang International has always been a threat with Tajali, quality of his crosses as well.
Always seems to find himself in acres of space as well. Here's Bezecourt. Flag goes up.
If you look at Geylang's side, on the left side you have Ilhan Noor, who is predominantly right-footed. So you can't really expect crosses from him or him trying to take on players in a 1v1 situation to go to the byline. So you would have him, he's a better defender rather than an attacker as well. So you look at him to balance off the squad when Tajali is running up and down the wings for the right-hand side.
Again, a little bit shaky from Geylang. They got away with that. The young Lions have been impressed with their intent, their aggression. That certainly been pressing when they've had the opportunity. Here's Tezuka.
I think both sides have high pressing as one of their traits whenever they are in defense. They don't really want to be on the back foot. They want to take initiative, and which is what is happening over the last 18-19 minutes here in the first half.
Here's Joshua Pereira now, driving up the field. Tezuka over to Huzaifa, out wide to Ilhan Noor. He's losing his footing there. And, well defended by Daniel Crichton, who's only played 149 minutes all season, Kadir.
Yeah, I think with the participation in Under 21 League, I'm sure other players will be given opportunities to play in the SPL, just to keep things fresh and to prevent injuries as well for these young boys, young men, I would say.
Kept in nicely by Abdul Qayyim. Here's Tajali now. Attempted diagonal ball to Ilhan Noor, falls short. And headed to safety by Daniel Crichton. I think Emma Wiwe, we saw there, really almost bullied Bezecourt off the ball. He's done a really good job in marking the Frenchman.
Yeah, I think physically, in terms of height and size, Jordan should be able to win all the individual battles, but it's about the craftiness of Vincent Bezecourt being able to drop off and coming into that space, something that maybe Jordan would have trouble managing again.
Here's Abdul with an attempted long ball for Bezecourt. Well won by Tezuka. Here's Bezecourt again. Tries to thread one through for Zuzul, but can't get through the young Lions back line. Is Raul Suhaimi.
You can see Raul Suhaimi just slowly inching his way forward. I think he has moved for about 15 yards forward.
He tried to sneak one past the referee. Bit of a scrap in the midfield, but eventually won. Well, I was about to say about the young Lions, but
got to see here what's happening. Oh! It looked like a stamp on Jared by Huzaifa. It doesn't look intentional as well.
Yeah, Jared grabbing the side of his face. But The ref's not really made too much of a fuss about that one.
Yeah, I think even the bench will not be able to see what happened as it was happening in real life speed. But it has been a seesaw in terms of possession. Right? You know, both goalkeepers trying to pass to each other.
Yeah, and both goalkeepers actually have been pretty stellar this season. In fact, Zaiful, before this match, 72 saves, and Ridwan with 71, the two highest in the league thus far.
Yeah, I mean,
Good stoppers they are.
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time as well, you can really gauge how well the defense is doing if your goalkeeper has to make that amount of saves. It really has been an open game so far. The spaces that is being created, or rather being left open by each team whenever they are defending is huge, especially from the defense and the midfield line. And it's something that is something that you can capitalize on, especially with Geylang, because they are going to have a lot of possession, much more than the Young Lions squad.
Yeah, absolutely right. We have an update for you at Jurong East Stadium. It's ended 2-1 to Albirex Niigata against Tampines Rovers. Meanwhile, a chance for Bezakor. Has cleared, well, almost off the line.
A good opportunity there for Geylang to score the first goal of the game. Being cleared off the line by one of the Young Lions defenders. Let's hope we get to see a replay on that.
Indeed. As I was mentioning, Albirex Niigata completing a 2-1 victory over Tanjung Pagar, which means that they are now just 3 points shy of the Lion City Sailors at the top of the table. It's definitely heating up there, but it's also heating up between positions 3 and 6. Here's a replay of earlier Ilhan Noor feeding the ball in. Zuzul wasn't able to get to it. Bezakor did.
And Raul Suhaimi was the one clearing off the line. But again, it came from poor 1-against-1 defending, 1v1 defending from Daniel. I mean, you know that Ilhan only has a right foot. He will come back to his right foot 100% of the time, or rather maybe 90% of the time. You can't really get him back on his right foot for the cross.
Yeah, perhaps Daniel not having that much game time.
Yeah, that could,
bit of rustiness showing as well.
I mean, as a professional player or semi-professional player, you have to do your homework with your direct opponents, right? You know you're going to be playing against Ilhan Noor. You got to know his habits. You got to know what he does most of the time and work around it.
I suppose if they had, well, the services of Said Akmal, he would have been playing on that hand side, but he isn't, unfortunately, because he's suspended. Here's Bezakor. Raul Suhaimi with a strong challenge.
But again, it's always a good opportunity for these young men to be playing and learn. You know, they need the game time as much as everybody else, and the more game time they have, the more experience they acquire. And I'm sure they're going to get better. If it's not this season, then it could be in the next season as well.
Zuzul attempts to put a ball in. No one was there to meet it. Ilhan Noor feeds it back to Faisal. Oh, lovely ball through back to Ilhan Noor. An attempt on the left foot, as you've rightly pointed out, Gideon.
And those are the things that, I mean, as footballers, you have to get better at it, because at this point of time, modern football needs the players to be both-footed as much as possible, and you have a good chance there to create something. You are free, and it's really something that you know, players in the box, the Geylang international players in the box, will be disappointed because they would expect a better cross.
Looked like Glenn Quay there. It's a hard challenge. Faisal shrugs that one off. Here's the young Lions now. Elijah Lim, Gallagher. Oh, given away sloppily. And it's Bezecourt. Can he reach it? No, he can't, because Emawiwe is there. Such a towering figure at the back, and I think...
well, again, it's a good opportunity, a wasted opportunity for Geylang International, because it was 3 against 3. You know, a better ball from Joshua would have been... something would have been created out of it.
Yeah, I think you're right. The final ball in the attacking third has not been as good as they would have liked. Here's Tezuka. To Faisal. Now to Uzaifa. Uzaifa turns around his marker. Does well to find Pereira. Well snuffed out by Raul Suhaimi. Tejeli, quick throw, back to Pereira. And it's Raul Suhaimi again. Boy, has he done a great job this evening.
I think he has done a great job over the last few games. He has gained confidence. The boy is only 16, 17 years old.
Amazing, isn't it?
Amazing, yeah. I remember that him giving a lot of trouble to the Tanjung Pagar defense when they were playing, and that was the last game that they won, a 4-2 win against Tanjung Pagar.
So Tezuka is going to take Geylang's second corner of this first half. The outswinger tries to find the head of Zuzul, and it's gone out for another corner. So Tezuka will have a third opportunity here. Well, assertive move by Ridwan to come out and push that one away. Brave goalkeeping. But yeah, Suhaimi just, you know, looks...
It looks like he didn't touch it. But he has to be better than that. I mean, from a goalkeeper's point of view, from a technical point of view, when you are going to be out there living your line, you have to make sure that you parry it in an area where it's not going to hurt. And if you are able to catch it, you have to catch it.
Faisal back to the keeper. Almost a tricky one for Zaiful, but he had that one covered. It's Faisal again. Boots one up, looks to find Sime Zuzul, but well snuffed out. Again, that man, Emawiwe. But it's gone long, and it's gone for another corner.
A simple ball from Jordan Emawiwe could have been straight to the goalkeeper, and instead of that, it became a throw-in, I think, for Geylang International.
So it looks like Ridwan just barely kept that one in.
Yeah.
It did look like it had gone past the line, but in the end it didn't. Here's Sakuma onto Tezuka. Faisal now pushes it out wide to Ilhan Noor. Good turn by Ilhan Noor. Let's see what he does with this. Puts one into the far post. It's Joshua Pereira who opens the scoring for Geylang. And it was Ilhan Noor who provided the assist on his left foot.
On left foot, yeah. Well, that's what you need, right? And it is good opportunity for Geylang International. And again, good ball from Ilhan Noor. Nobody was really marking Joshua, who's coming in late, who's arriving late. You gotta give it to Ilhan Noor. His good turn. Again, Daniel being beaten easily in a 1v1 situation. Nobody was marking Joshua Pereira. Or rather, Noor Hakim was marking him and just left him alone at the end, at the last minute. Good guided header back to the far post.
Yeah, it was really a lovely header from Joshua Pereira. And the Eagles now putting themselves in a great position to collect the 3 points and leapfrog the teams above them into that 4th spot. We talked about how versatile Joshua Pereira is, backline, midfield, and he found himself in the 6-yard area at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I was just observing how the Geylang International midfield is. It looks like always Zuzul and Vincent Bezecourt is always isolated up front. There wasn't anybody in midfield joining the attack. But there you are, Joshua Pereira coming in at the right time, meeting the cross, and I really don't know when the last time he scored. It seems like a long time ago.
Yeah, I believe that might have been his first goal of the season.
Yeah.
But it's come at the right time for the Eagles. They'll be hoping to maintain that lead heading into the halftime break, which is just over 11 minutes away now.
But it's tough playing in a weather condition like this. The rain is still pouring. Everything is slippery.
Yeah.
Ball travels so much faster because of the wet field.
It's the goal scorer, Joshua Pereira, who's gone down. Looks to have taken a knock to his right ankle. But he's up and about in no time. Running that one off. He's a tough customer. And Geylang will be looking to continue this momentum and perhaps put a second past the young Lions before the halftime break.
I think definitely they are in control. I would say that in terms of possession, in terms of controlling spaces, they are pretty much superior, the young Lions, over the last 35 minutes. And to be safer, they would look to create and convert one more chance, or rather one more goal, to just end the half.
Here's Raul Suhaimi with the throw. Bezecourt to Tezuka. Tezuka out wide again to Bezecourt. Skips past Raul Suhaimi. Does very well indeed. Does Bezecourt. He's going to put the ball in. But Emma Wiwe heads that out to safety. Great feet there from the Frenchman.
Yeah, I think it's the individual battles that young Lions have lost out. Over here, Raul still doing a good job against a very high-quality player in Vincent. Very unfortunate that they had two players behind to choose from, but Jordan was there just to cut out those crosses.
We have yet another set-piece attempt for Geylang. Tezuka's going to give it another go. Oh, he's come it short for Joshua Pereira, the edge of the area.
Well worked. Set-piece routine. I'm sure they have worked it before. They should have blockers trying to block any red players coming through to put pressure on that shot.
That definitely took the young Lions by surprise. Abdul Razak now with an attempt at the other end. And, well, Zaiful's having a word with Sakuma there. Doesn't look entirely pleased.
Is that odd mistake? Let's see the replay here. 3 against 1 situation. I think it's Faisal Roslan again.
Yeah. Certainly looks like it. Well done there by Abdul Qayyum. Here's Bezecourt. Again displaying great feet and wins the foul.
I think young Lions have done a great job in terms of defending in numbers, but the players who are not putting the immediate pressure on the Geylang players are pretty passive, and they are not blocking any passes to trap the player on the ball.
Anyway, he's Abdul Qayyum. Sakuma to Bezakor. Bezakor threads one through to Sime Zuzul.
Well, a poor attempt from Sime Zuzul. I think he was rushing his shot a little bit too much. Maybe too eager to get his 15th goal of the season.
I was just about to say, by his lofty standards, Zuzul has not really
troubled the young lad that much
the
last 40 minutes.
It's looked a little bit off color this evening. But as you said, Joshua Pereira stepped up.
Yeah.
And he's provided the support that Zuzul needs up front. Zaifa muscled off the ball by Glenn Quay. Oof, almost seeping through to Abdul Razak. And here's Geylang on the charge now. It's Tajeli. Threads one through to Sime Zuzul, who tries to square Ilhan Noor. But Ilhan has put that one over the bar. That was a golden opportunity for Geylang to double their lead.
Fantastic ball being played behind the defense from Tajeli. And at the same time, Zuzul had a lot to do here. Had to play the ball in between Jordan's legs. Maybe he should have taken it on his left leg.
Yeah, Ilhan's been playing musical chairs with his legs today. That earlier cross with his left foot was obviously the assist that counted. But on that occasion, I think he'll be holding his head in his hands.
You got to give credit to him. He was there. He was in a good position for him to score.
But a well-worked move from Geylang International.
Oh, that was the second goal that we were mentioning about. Good opportunity to just be a little bit safer to go on a break, to go to the break.
Absolutely. Here's Emaviwe. Pressured by Zuzul there. Tajeli comes back to defend against Raul Suhaimi. Just under 5 minutes left of regulation time in the first half. Geylang, the deserving leaders at this stage. Both sides had a bit of a nervy start to the contest. But as time has wore on, it's Geylang who've upped the ante.
Young Lions have been sloppy in possession. You look over here, normally a more dependable Joel Chu would have controlled it better. But that's the story of the first half for Young Lions. They haven't really threatened from anything that they created. They've always gotten a chance or a shot or goal from a mistake by the Geylang International defense.
And unfortunately for the Young Lions, Zikos Chua is not even featuring on the bench, so Nazri Nasir can't turn to his talisman in the second half. He's going to have to pull something else out of the hat.
I mean, goal scoring has always been a problem for Young Lions, and not being able to count on your top scorer. Whereas 8 goals?
8 goals.
Yeah, 8 goals this season.
Yep. And the next highest, well, Abdul Razak has 3. And Raihan Stewart, who's not playing, also has 3.
Well, Raihan Stewart played yesterday for his new club in Chiang Mai. Well, good opportunity for him as well. A young player venturing out, getting exposure overseas as well.
Tajeli, Tezuka clears forward.
Well, that's the battle we are looking at. The two big guys, Zuzul and Jordan.
Possession one back now. Elijah Lim over to Joel Chu. Joel Chu attempts a diagonal ball to Raul Suhaimi, but it's well snuffed out. Well defended by Abdul Qaim.
Well, it looks like it's a corner kick. The referee has gone. Maybe the last touch has gone to Abdul Qaim. He looks frustrated. Yeah, it's a corner kick.
Yeah, naturally he would. Here's a set piece opportunity for the Young Lions. Swung into the far post, but a little bit too much on that one. And that was never going to trouble the Eagles' defense. Tactically, do you expect any changes from the Young Lions in the second half?
Yeah, I would expect them to hold on to the ball a little bit better, to pick their passes a little bit better, and to be controlled, especially as they move from the midfield zone to the attacking zone, which they haven't been doing at all in the first half. And from Geylang as well, I would expect them to change a little bit. I think it would be better for maybe Huzaifa or even Joshua to be high up the pitch in between the spaces, where it would hurt Young Lions a little bit more.
Given away by Tezuka.
Well, a bit cheeky from Joel Chu, trying to catch Zaiful with the shot from 40 yards. Well, he has happened before to Zaiful, but maybe not today.
He may be 35, but he's a very experienced campaigner.
Yeah.
And he probably spotted that one from a mile away, did the Eagles skipper. Taking his time with the goal kick.
Well, there shouldn't be a lot of extra time or injury time. Oh.
Well, looks like you're spot on there, Gideon. No added minutes, so that's how it ends. After the first 45 minutes, it's Geylang International who have taken the deserving 1-0 lead, courtesy a lovely header from Joshua Pereira. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this very short break and take you through those first half highlights. welcome back to our Tampines Hub. We're currently in the first half break. So look at some of the stats from the first 45. 9 shots on target. Geylang to Young Lions 4. 4 corners to 2. But ultimately, it's that one goal from Joshua Pereira that is the difference between the two sides at the moment as things stand. Let's have a look at those first half highlights. Here, the first chance went to the Young Lions. Abdul Razak, a good chance for him after a misplaced Geylang pass.
Yeah, I think this should have been 1-0 to Young Lions. Very, very unsafe pass from Faisal Ruslan, and I'm sure he's getting the backlash from his captain and skipper. Really good opportunity. He just shot straight at Zaiful. And again, the rebound, maybe Elijah should have put a shot in straight.
Yeah, and then in the 25th, Bezakor had a chance from a rebound. Young Lions, their defense was very, very frail.
Well, again, good defending from Raul. He knew that the goalkeeper, his goalkeeper Ridwan, was out to challenge and trying to get that ball, catch that ball, and he was in position straight away on the line. You can see here good opportunity, or rather good work from Ilhan Noor. Raul was there trying to block the shot as well.
Yeah, and then all that pressure really counted for the Eagles because it led to the opening goal. A brilliantly worked move. That was Ilhan Noor on the left-hand side, on a foot he's typically not comfortable with, and Joshua Pereira was there in the right place at the right time to head home. Gideon.
Yeah, exactly. And again, credit to Ilhan Noor. Fantastic turn to get Daniel out of the way, and he still had a lot to do, especially on his left foot over here. If you look, really, really good turn. He knew there was at least 3 players in the box waiting. Perfect ball from Joshua. Good timing from him as well. But again, where was the marking from Young Lions?
Yeah, Pereira certainly stepped up in the absence of Azwan, and he would have another attempt on goal in the 37th minute. This was a well-worked corner. Tezuka squaring it to Pereira, but that went straight to the keeper.
Yeah, again, this is something that they have done in the training ground, where you would have somebody blocking the defense just to make sure that they have, or rather Joshua has a clear shot on goal.
And then Abdul Razak, after some a bit of shady defending from Geylang, was through on goal.
I think he
wasn't able to put that one.
Yeah, he got lucky. I think he wanted to play a ball back to Glenn, and I think he hit Fazal Ruslan, and he fell straight into his running path.
And then finally, the final chance of the first half fell to Ilhan Noor. Well worked from Tajeli to Sime Zuzul, who threaded the ball through that back line, but Ilhan wasn't able to convert.
Yeah, I think there was nothing else that Zuzul could have done to place it better for Ilhan, and maybe he could have maybe controlled it a little bit better, just guide it across rather than just planting his foot at where the ball was traveling at.
Yep, so just to recap the other fixtures results around match week 22. Of course, yesterday, the Lion City Sailors completed a 9-4 rout over Hougang United to extend the lead at the top of Singapore Premier League table. Albirex Nagata earlier completed a very crucial 2-1 win over Tanjong Pagar to leave themselves just 3 points behind. And of course, halftime here at our Tampines Hub, Geylang lead the Young Lions by a singular goal. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back very shortly after this break with action from the second 45. Thanks for staying with us here at our Tampines Hub. Geylang International leading the Young Lions by 1-0 at the halftime break. Joshua Pereira, the goal scorer. Ilhan Noor, the provider. And well, certainly after a jittery start from both sides, it was Geylang who dominated possession and have taken the deserving lead. Any strategic, tactical changes you see from either side, Idir?
Not from Geylang International. I think they have controlled the game really well. Maybe all they need to do is just push forward Joshua Pereira and Huzaifa Aziz the moment they have possession. But for Young Lions, I would expect a change in midfield where Shah Shahiran is coming in to get more control of the central areas. I think the first half, they didn't really have a lot on the ball, and at the same time, they didn't really create any balance between attack and defense. But it looks like, yeah, Khairin Nadim is coming in as well for Nur Hakim to have an outlet out on the left-hand side. And yeah, Shah Shahiran is coming in as well.
Yeah, I think it's Jared Gallagher who's gone off. So a couple of changes made by Nazri Nasir in the hopes that the Young Lions can mount some kind of a comeback in this contest. We're, of course, delayed at the start by about 90 minutes because of unsafe conditions. The lightning warning system was activated at our Tampines Hub, but thankfully, despite the fact that we still have a light drizzle, play was deemed safe enough for the teams to kick off. And it's been quite entertaining stuff in the first 45 as the Eagles commence the second. Joel Chu, good feet to find Glenn Quay. Dispossessed. Uzaifa on the attack now. See what he can do. Can he find Sime Zuzul? Zuzul's on target. Can he get the second goal? Yes, he can! Sime Zuzul scores his 15th goal of this SPL campaign. Was there ever any doubt? We said in the first half he didn't look quite like he was on form, but in the second half, just inside the first minute, he's done the job, Kidder.
Yeah, exactly. If you look here, he was right on line with Harris Stewart, and he's always very dangerous the moment he's coming in from his left side. And again, there was never any doubt. 15 goals of the season, matching his the best season so far with Balestier with 15 goals as well. Fantastic start from Geylang International, just to calm things down, not allowing Young Lions to come back into the game. Well, there was a possibility of a foul as well on Shah Shahiran before the goal was being scored.
Yeah, and he's also equaled his personal record of scoring in 9 consecutive league games. Not just that, he's the first player to reach 15 goals in a season for the club since John Wilkinson in 2005.
Oh, wow.
So
17 years ago.
Tremendous feat from Sime Zuzul. The goal that Geylang so very wanted before the end of that first half has come extremely early in the second, and Noor Ali will be certainly feeling a lot more comfortable.
I think when you score a goal in the so early in the second half, especially when the score was only 1-0, you calm your nerves. You get the momentum back going again for you, especially for Young Lions, who now with that change was definitely hopeful of a more threatening second half, and now you have just dampened that mood again.
Dispossessed by Bezakor. Bezakor with a nice diagonal ball out. To the left-hand side. To Ilhan Noor. think a lot of credit goes to Huzaifa. Threaded that ball perfectly through Harris Stewart and Daniel Crichton to find Zuzul.
Yeah, definitely. Again, he has that ability to find those passes, but he's not always in that position to play those passes. The more he gets further forward, the more opportunities for him to play those kind of passes, to make sure that final pass will always be met by Vincent Bezekor or even Sime Zuzul to get the end of it.
Unfortunately now for the Lions, that's the 74th goal they've conceded all season. And, you know, since their victory over Tanjung Pagar, they've not won, they've lost 4. Looks like they're going to lose 5 here if things continue to go Geylang's way. They've conceded 25 in this last 5, including this one. So numbers really not looking too pretty for the young Lions. And here's Tajeli now on the right-hand side for Geylang. It's well snuffed out by Harris Stewart. Tajeli almost found Zuzul, or Bezekor, I beg your pardon. He was waiting.
This is the quality of the cross that you expect from Tajeli all the time. To play in between the goalkeeper and the defensive line is always a tough situation to mark. As mentioned previously, it's really a tough season for young Lions, not being able to compete in all matches at a very high level.
Bezekor swings one in. Sakuma gets his head to the ball. Tries to play it back into the 6-yard area, but cleared to safety by the young Lions. Here's Tezuka now.
Well, Ilhan No must have had a call from his dad at the side just to let the ball go.
Faisal looks to find Sime Zuzul. Good feet from the big man. Tries to feed one to Ilhan Noor. He's doing well to keep up with the big Jordan Emawiwe.
Well, a big shout for a foul there from Jordan, because he was being pulled by Ilhan No. And as much as the advantage should have been played, but the ball didn't go back to any red jersey.
Another attempted cross from Tajeli into the box.
Yeah, you can see here now Ilhan was clearly pulling Jordan's jersey. And again, the ball fell to a Geylang player. The foul should have been called.
Tezuka now hoping to put a good one in to the box. Far post to Sime Zuzul. Zuzul back to Ilhan Noor. But out of reach of the Eagles' number 3. Now the young Lions looking to keep possession. Done well to get it out of the defensive area, but another sloppy giveaway is Zuzul. Oh, goodness me, that was almost a third. Ilhan Noor getting into a perfect position on his right foot. And Ridwan Fikri had to get his right hand out to stop that one.
It's always the mistake from a young Lions player that brought them into this situation. But again, a good opportunity there for Ilhan No to be at the end of a shot.
He did really well to get his right foot ahead of the marker as well.
Yeah. But he's a combative player. He would always try to be ahead of his opponent all the time. Even trying to tuck the jersey of Jordan as well previously.
Bezekor swings one in. It's cleared to safety by the young Lions defense. Here's Tajeli. Couldn't quite find that pass through to Sime Zuzul. Emawiwe now.
Young Lions can't afford to make those kind of mistakes, especially when they are trying to build up, because they are very wide open. The positions of their players are not good enough to be in transition as well. they have to be really very careful with their passes and control.
They've looked a little bit tired in the second half, perhaps down to what Nazri Nasser was saying earlier about, this being the third game they've played in 7 days.
Yeah, exactly. And
some fatigue setting in amongst the players.
And it's not just 3 games in 3 SPL games. They have to juggle between the other 21 games as well. So they could have been playing so much more that we are not really aware of.
And, as you rightly pointed out, Kedir, given how difficult the campaign has been for them.
Yeah.
It must be difficult to lift morale at this stage, at this stage of the season.
You're so close to the end of the season. Of course, you have one more round. But, at this stage, you are losing games, and you're losing games by big score lines. And, looking at the goals that they have conceded, it's always about them making the mistake and giving it to their opponents rather than opponents creating a good amount of chances for them to convert.
That being said, here's a chance for the young Lions. Gerald Chu whipping one in to the far post. Jordan Amawiwe heads back in. And
Khairin Nadim couldn't convert those chances with a very sloppy touch as well.
Again, sloppily given away. Zaifa wins it back. Here's Ilhan Noor. Dangerous on the left-hand side. He's been throughout the match. Here's Huzaifa again with the outside boot. Finds Timizuzul. Referee pulls a foul.
Have a look at the space that was, the team shape that was created by Young Lions when Haris had the ball. They were nowhere near, nobody was in midfield to support, nobody was near Haris to make sure that there's always somebody ready to be defending in transition.
This is a very precarious position for a free kick. What do you think Geylang are going to opt for here, Kedir?
Oh, it's going to be a direct shot for sure from either Tezuka or Vincent. But it looks, for me, this is more of a Tezuka situation where the right side of the goalkeeper is something that Tezuka should be looking at.
Tezuka attempts, but doesn't get it on target.
But a disappointing free kick from somebody of Tezuka's quality in set pieces. The least he could do, or the least you would expect from him, is to be in the frame of the goal.
Yeah, Tezuka has scored 3 goals in the 21 games that he has started this season. Usually is very, very impressive from set pieces, but on that occasion, perhaps a little bit too eager in his shot taking. Here the Young Lions now at the other end with a chance. That header goes wide from Abdul Razak. It was Glenn Quay who assisted.
This is Khairin Nadim.
Oh, it's Khairin Nadim, beg your pardon.
Who has been brought on to provide that energy, especially on the left-hand side. Now, he's a real live wire when he's taking on players individually 1v1. And that's what you expect from him in the second half. More from him in the second half.
Yeah, Glenn Quay was actually on the right-hand side, but the ball was a little bit too far for his liking after Abdul Razak's header went off target. Zuzul, an attempted ball to Bezakor. They've been an extremely productive pairing this season. Have the Croat and the Frenchman. Is Sakuma.
Geylang certainly will look to slow the game down and not rush their attacks. They are really comfortable with the 2-0 lead. They don't really need to rush their way forward. They're just trying to move the ball around a little bit more, just to expend Young Lions' energy a little bit more, so that they can get more tired and find the right time and opportunity to get into the final third.
Yeah, I think the Eagles have certainly put themselves in a great position to dictate proceedings now. They have about 31 minutes or so to see out before the final whistle is blown. That early goal from Sime Zuzul have certainly rested or put to bed any nerves that they may have had at the start of the second 45. That's well collected by the Jelly. Great run, great speed displayed by Geylang's number 27 on the right-hand side. Good feet from Khairun Nadim.
Well, in the two occasions that he has been in individual battles with Abdul Karim, he has come up top. So let's see how that pans out for the rest of the game.
Yeah, Khairun already in the 14 or so minutes that we've seen of him has been much more of a threat than Nur Hakim was.
Nice ball being played through from Vincent Bezecourt. Now it's a 1v1 situation. Zuzul on his right foot.
Oh,
there
Zuzul!
you go.
What a goal! Sime Zuzul! The myth, the man, the legend, he does it yet again. Finds himself in acres of space. He was cool, calm, and collected.
A fantastic ball being played through by Vincent Bezecourt. There was only one Young Lions defender over there trying to mark Zuzul. At this point of time, he will definitely get back to his right foot. There was only one place he could have taken that shot, and that was the place that he scored against Ridwan Fikri. Good 1v1, good ability to create that space for himself.
Yeah,
Goal number 16.
Absolutely, and he sidestepped his marker, Harris Stewart, there rather easily. Goal number 16 for Sime Zuzul.
Well, he had a quiet first half. Definitely not a quiet second half now.
And he'll be hungry for more. He'd be itching to get that hat-trick. Certainly looks a lot more intent. He's woken up from his slumber.
Well, all the target men from the SPR clubs have had good seasons so far. Kodai Tanaka, Boris Kopitovic, and yesterday Kim Shin Wook scored a hat-trick as well to get to goal number 20.
So a tall order now for the Young Lions to claw their way back from this one. Joel Chu hits the turf.
I think at this point of time, Noali would be thinking of giving some opportunities to players who are coming back from injuries as well. Faris Farhan, maybe Ahmad Shahi would get a run out, and also maybe Hazwan Halim will be brought in.
Joel Chu taking a knock there from Faisal. Free kick awarded to the Young Lions. Certainly staring down the barrel now are Nazri Nasir's side. You do feel a little sorry for them.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's hard to go to compete every single game, knowing that there's a high chance that you're not gonna get a good result out of it. You have to manage your morale, you have to manage your confidence as well. It's not good for these boys to be at the end of losses, consecutive losses all the time.
Here's Raul Suhaimi. Well, one in the midfield is Joel Chu. Takes his time, finds Elijah Lim, who gives that one away. Here's Bezecourt for Geylang. Thread one through for Sime Zuzul, who gets on the end of it. But good keeping from Ridwan Fikri. That was a lovely ball through from Bezecourt to Zuzul.
Yeah, I felt that maybe Ridwan could have been closer and higher up just to collect the ball a little bit faster.
Nice ball from Harris Stewart over to Raul Suhaimi, who can't control, but still wins the ball back. Here's Emma Wiwe. Back to Harris. Pushes it down the right to Elijah Lim. And here's Glenn Quay.
Well, it has been a very quiet game from Glenn Quay as well. We don't really him creating anything on the right-hand side whenever he has the ball.
Throw in now for Geylang. Joshua Pereira. Well, he was about to take it. He's given it over to Tajeli, who has been a live wire down the right-hand side. Zuzul can't get to that one. You know, before this match, the Young Lions were 9 points worse off where they were at the same point last season. So at the end of this one, things are looking even more dire. But I think they'll obviously want to look at this season as one in which they can draw whatever positives they can.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, you're always going to look at performance for them rather than the results. But then again, this is a competitive league. As much as you can say that it's for their development, I don't think losing so many games is good for the development as well. Winning is a habit, and so is losing. You don't really want to create that mentality in these players' heads.
Good defending there from Shah Shahiran. Possession back with Geylang. Ilhan Noor was deemed to have been fouled by referee Hilmi Fuad. Geylang now have put themselves in pole position for that fourth spot.
Yeah, I think they have, and credit to them, over the last few weeks, they have garnered the results that they needed and capitalized on Hougang's failings, and also at this point of time, Tanjung Pagar hasn't been really doing well over the last few weeks. But you can always...
Not sure what Abdul Razak was thinking there, but earlier a dangerous ball whipped in by Vincent Bezecourt, and strangely pushed away by Ridwan. I thought that might have been a regulation take, but maybe owing to the rain, the slippery conditions,
I think
he wanted to play it safe.
It comes back down to how confident the goalkeeper is. Slippery situations, the rain hitting your face, you're not being able to judge and can't be confident enough to just collect the ball.
And Abdul Razak has gone to ground.
As I was mentioning just now, Imad, you know, you can only count on yourself, right? You have to do things right as a team on your own. You can't really bother about other teams. So Tanjung Pagar hasn't been really performing and getting the results the past few weeks. Hougang United as well, it has been up and down for them. And Geylang has been very consistent over the last 9 weeks. So again, credit to them. They deserve to be at this point of time, looking at how things are, they deserve to be at the 4th spot. And you can't take that hard work and also that good results away from them.
I think Nur Ali was asked about this at the start of the game, the pre-match interview. And, you know, he's just focused on the 3 points.
Yeah.
You know, he was asked about the other teams and the qualification scenarios and the permutations, but, you know, his focus has been on the present. He wanted to give his opponents the respect that they deserve, knowing that, you know, the results have not quite been in their favor against the Young Lions in the recent past, but I think he's been so instrumental to their turnaround and richly deserved the Manager of the Month in July as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, when you are losing games, you feel like you're always alone, right? And it takes a lot to garner support and belief from your team. And sometimes you're even doubting yourself whether you'll be able to turn things around. But again, credit to him, credit to the team to keep on going, to maintain the same level of intensity in games. And, you know, it's always about that odd mistakes here and there that they concede the goals. And I think that at this point of time, the mistakes are lessened and it's not being punished as much as it was in the first 2 rounds of the league.
And probably also consistency in squad selection, which allows the team to galvanize and you know, play off each other tactically and get more comfortable with each other as well. So I think, full credit to the Eagles coach. Here's Sakuma. Faisal gets one through to Bezakor. And now an attempted ball through to Glenn Quay, who, as you said, Kadir, has not really had much of an impact in this match.
I mean, he's been subdued with the fact that they haven't had a lot of possession on the ball. But the moment he has his feet on the ball, he hasn't been doing the things that he has been doing over the last few games, and creating a lot of trouble for his direct opponent. And he has spent a lot of time this year, or rather this match, defending against Ilhan Noor, rather than, you know, trying to attack that space that is being vacated.
Raul Suhaimi for the Young Lions. Hit to safety by Abdul Kaim. Here he is again, the 16-year-old with a throw-in to Irene Nadim. Oh, lovely ball through. Well, a bit of a collision between... who's that?
I think Faisal Roslan and Raul Suhaimi as well.
Yep. Ooh, looked like a nasty collision.
Well, to be fair, both had had a 50-50 chance of getting the ball.
Faisal's right leg looks to have gone into the midriff.
Rib there.
Yep.
Well, he looks fine, Raul. He's still having a drink and looking at Faisal to see whether he's okay. A good opportunity for the rest of the players to just catch a breather and to go again and maintain the same level of intensity for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah. So another substitution being made by Nazri Nasir. Gerald Chu is coming off.
Oh, 17-year-old Ryu Hardy is coming in to replace Joel Chu. Big moment for him as well.
Yeah, very big moment for the teenager. Good chance for him to get a run around.
Well, it looks like Danish Kayum is in as well. Well, Ahmad Chai is coming in, so it looks like maybe Ilhan No would be in Abdul Karim's position, with Ahmad Chai going on to the left-hand side.
Yeah, Abdul Karim put in a good shift this evening.
Yeah. Oh, Vincent Bezecourt as well being taken out, with Hazwan as a like-for-like replacement up top.
Rightly so, I think, with the game pretty much in the bag, makes sense for Nur Ali to rest some of his key players and get some of the bench warmers to get a good run around.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for him to put on the youngsters as well. Like Azri Suhaili maybe could have been a choice to come in. Oh, Rasak has been taken out in place of Danish Kayum. A very interesting change. Tactically would have changed a few players' position as well, with Danish coming in.
Yeah, be interesting to see how they shape up here, the young Lions, following those substitutions.
Well, it will look like maybe Glenn will be playing up front, and Danish Karim will be playing on the, or rather Khairi Nadim will be playing up front, and Danish Karim playing on the left-hand side.
There's Tezuka lining up, set piece for Geylang. Sends a diagonal ball across to Rio Sakuma. Sakuma, the bedrock of the Eagles' defense. He's been wonderful with his distribution out the back as well. Often an unsung hero for Geylang. Provides so much impetus for them from the back. One of 3 players to have started all 21 games for Geylang this campaign. Here's Uzaifa now. Looks like it's going to be a long throw-in. Cleared to safety, headed to safety rather, by Raul Suhaimi.
Well, those are one of the things that I mentioned earlier about Zaifa being able to give good throws, good long throws, which seems like a free kick or a corner kick if depending on the position of the throw.
Yeah. He has also, by the way, statistically committed the most number of fouls this season. 53 to be exact. Well, that was before this game. I'm sure he's added a couple more to the tally.
Well, that's something that he should be looking at and looking to improve with his timing of his tackles and maybe his position or areas of where he's tackling the opponent.
Danish Kayum has just come on. Glenn Quay. Back to Kayum. You can see the freshness that Kayum has brought, but he's been dispossessed by Faisal. And here's Ilhan Nur now with the throw-in. Looks like he's going to leave it to Faisal. under 12 minutes of play left here at our Tampines Hub. Geylang in pole position to claim the 3 points they very so needed to, at least for now, enjoy that critical fourth spot that would guarantee them passage into AFC Cup competition.
I think with that change from Geylang being Ahmad Chai being brought in and Hazwan as well, they've gone with a 3-4-3 formation rather than what I was mentioning earlier. It was interesting for me to see Ahmad Chai playing on the high up of the field ahead of Ilhan Noor. And I think this is where young Lions must make their midfield count, because in the center of midfield it's 3 against 2.
That was Karen Nadim Danish Qayyum. Bit of a melee there in the attacking third. The throw-in goes to Geylang. Faisal is taking his time. I think apart from those 2 chances, or those 2 goals scored by Geylang in the second half, the tempo has certainly slowed down.
Yeah, I think that's just to manage the game. You don't really want to be frantic and start attacking young Lions again and again. So you have to choose your timing, because you're not in a risky position. You don't need to take that risk where you need to attack all the time. You have to pick it, and you have to make sure that at this point of time, I'm sure they will want a clean sheet as well. So you don't really want to concede. It's a good morale booster for the defense, and also Zaiful not to concede any goals. So again, it's about game management. It's not about trying to score 10 goals and maybe concede another 3. Right?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think a clean sheet for Zaiful will go a long way to further boosting Geylang's confidence. Of course, they kept a clean sheet against Balestier last week as well.
Yeah.
But conceded 2 against Albirex and then 4 against Tampines the match before that. So
well, it's also about goal difference, I think. Yeah. Especially with the fight for number 4 spot being so tight and close. At this point of time, it looks like the goal difference is 0, right? I think they have scored as much as they have conceded. So it looks like it's working well for Geylang International.
Raul Suhaimi has gone to ground.
Yep, I think they have scored, at this point of time, they've scored 35 goals, and they have also conceded 35, so it evens out. And it's something that is so much, at this point, so much better than what Hougang and Tanjung Pagar has at this point. You have to be careful with how you manage Raul now, because he has been playing a lot of games and he's only 16 years old.
Here's a replay of what happened.
Yeah, I think he was caught late, a little late by Zuzul on his thighs maybe. He looks fine now.
Yeah, at the tender age of 16, as you rightly pointed out, Kadir.
You have
last thing you want is burnout.
A burnout, and that is one thing. Another thing is injuries as well. The more games you play, the load that you have on your body at this point of time, because you're playing against more or less adults, right? So the physical load is something that you should be able to manage, and you're not being at risk of long-term injuries.
Yeah, I'm sure Nazri Nasser will be keeping a very keen eye on Raul Suhaimi's fitness. Ball falls to Sime Zuzul. The follow-up goes wide. He's was a hat-trick opportunity for Sime Zuzul, but it was snuffed out by Ridwan Fikri.
Well, you got to look at how Ahmad Shahir reacted. You can see here he's on the far left side and he's there now reacting to the miscontrolled touch by Jordan. And again, good opportunity from Hazwan there just to add on to his goal tally.
Another Young Lions player goes to ground. Worrying signs for the visiting team. Looks like Harris Stewart. They look a real tired bunch now, the Young Lions. I think they just want to get this one over and done with.
Yeah, exactly. And we have a change with Geylang International. Tajali is coming off for Noor Arif. I think who's just joined the team after completing his national service. I think good opportunity for him to have a run out over the last 6-7 minutes more, just to get that minutes under his belt.
Young Lions have made a change as well. Rahul Sahaimi comes off. Harith Kanadi comes on.
Yep. I think Harith, the former Geylang international player as well. Very, very good and talented player, Harith Kanadi. Very calm and very composed and good technically as well. He needs to bulk up a little just to add on a few pounds to make sure that he's able to compete physically. But technically and tactically, he's really some player that we should be looking out for over the next few years.
Shah Shahiran takes a set piece for the Young Lions. Danish Qayyum back to Shah. Swamped by Faisal and Ahmad Shahir. Here's Danish again. Over to Elijah Lim. Back to Elijah. Another foul awarded by referee. Well, it would be nice for the neutral observer if the Young Lions can at least pull one back and save some face from this one.
It's neutral. It's always nice to see some goals. I mean, we had 3 so far.
Danish Qayyum whips one in. Emma Wiwe was in the box and he was strong enough to win the header, but unfortunately could not get it on target, and that's been the story of the match thus far for the Young Lions, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think the quality of the delivery as well is very difficult to get a bit of power into those type of looping balls. If he had driven a little bit more direct or steeper balls, then it would be easier for anybody to just, put his head on it and generate a little bit more power on it.
"17 shots for the Young Lions, 6. Geylang have dominated after a bit of a nervy start. They opened up and certainly showed why there's a gulf in class between these two sides. Here's Danish Qayyum for the Lions. Well defended by Faisal. Here's Shah Shahiran. And whipped out of play because another Young Lions body has gone to ground. Talked about burnout just a few minutes ago, Kadir.
Yeah, I think this the effects of playing many games in so little number of days, and at the same time, we have to understand that these players are not full-time players. They're still students. They're still serving their national service. With the amount of rest they have had throughout the week, will definitely will not be consistent.
And that's Daniel Crichton, who hasn't played a whole number of games. In fact, before this match, just 149 minutes to his name. Zuzul dispossessed by Shah Shahiran. Rayu Hadi over to Amawiwe. Good feet from Elijah Lim, but couldn't control that pass. You did mention that the Lions, we'll get to that in a bit. Here's Zuzul. What can he do?
And again, there shouldn't be any rush from Geylang International. Good cross from Ahmad.
Yeah, a dangerous ball in from Ahmad Shahir.
Actually, that was a really, really good cross from Ahmad Shahir when he was on the run. There wasn't really anybody attacking that cross, with Zuzul still trying to get into the box.
And then on the other end, there was Ilhan Noor with his right foot. Couldn't quite get that one into the danger zone. We're going to have 4 added minutes here at our Tampines Hub. I did mention, you know, the young Lions, they had to hold on better, they had to pick their passes better, but it hasn't really quite worked out in the second 45.
I think the change with Shah Shahiran didn't really produce any significant change in their midfield.
Good run from Huzaifa. Can't keep that one inside the touchline.
We have 4 minutes of added time left with all those injuries happening in the second half.
Geylang, I think, have been happy to take the foot off the pedal a little bit, and deservingly so. The ball squared in, but the flag goes up. Very much focused on earning those 3 points. And they're just minutes away from doing just that.
Well, Faisal Roslan is being brought out, and Kiran to give him a bit more minutes. 18 years old. He's 18 years old, yeah. Big, bright future ahead of him. Left-footed centre-back, you don't really see a lot of them these days, especially in Singapore.
Yep, and he's the youngest player in the squad for Noor Ali this evening.
Yep, that's right.
Ilhan Noor, just a year older at 19. Just playing for time now are Geylang. The young Lions, I'm sure, will also be pretty happy to have that final whistle blown. Perhaps a final attempt here for Geylang. Ball comes over through for goal number 4, but no. Well snuffed out by Ridwan. Zuzul keeps it in.
A good save from Ridwan Fikri.
Yeah, very good save. Good to see that he's still up to the task at this late stage in the game. He's made a couple of impressive saves actually throughout the course of the match, so full credit to the young line stopper is Ilhan Noor. Wins the ball from his marker, and that one safely into the hands of the Lions skipper. Who's your man of the match for today, Kadir?
Oh, very difficult to point out, but I'm very impressed by Huzaifa actually this evening. He has brought a lot of balance to the team. He has provided the assist as well. He has an assist as well this evening. And again, he was always there in transitions. He's always in position. And I think today he deserved a lot of praise for his performance. It's always easy to get Zuzul as the man of the match because he has had 2 goals.
Yeah, he's increased his goal tally to 16 now, has Sime Zuzul. He's surpassed a number of records in the process. Here's Huzaifa with a long throw in, possibly the last play of the match. Last throw of the dice. It's gone off the bar. That was Noor Arif. Ever so close to goal number 4, but it doesn't matter because Geylang have come away from this encounter with the 3 points that they so very wanted. They've richly deserved it. This man, Sime Zuzul, has been instrumental with 2 goals, adding to Joshua Pereira's header in the first. And what it means is that Geylang have leapfrogged Hougang United and Tanjong Pagar United into that all-important 4th spot, which would, if they were to stay there, seal them a berth in AFC Cup competition. The final score here at our Tampines Hub: Geylang International 3, Young Lions 0. Let's have a look at some of the highlights for this encounter.
Well, here we have a good chance. There was missed by Rasak directly right in front of goal after a mistake by Faizal Roslan. And again, the rebound not being put away by either Elijah or number 20, Nur Hakim. You can see here a very, very tame back pass straight to the Zaiful. It was short. Rasak could have had more time to decide on what he needs to do, pick his spot and put it at the back of the net.
Yeah, I think that really woke Geylang up because they had a tremendous chance to take the opening, or to take the lead, I beg your pardon, through Vincent Bezecourt. It fell to him nicely, and it was well blocked by Raul Sahimi on the line.
Yeah, and again, as I mentioned earlier, it's always about the 1v1s, and here you can see Daniel being dribbled past very easily by Ilhan Noor. And again, good credit to Raul being there just right at the right time to clear off the line.
Yeah, you speak about the right time, right place. Joshua Pereira, he did brilliantly to find himself in the 6-yard area. Ilhan Noor himself turned his marker, and a fantastic header across the face of goal from Joshua Pereira, his first goal of this campaign.
Yeah, and I think his first goal in many, many seasons as well. And you can see him trying to peel away at the end. But again, give credit to Ilhan Noor. Fantastic turn just to get off Daniel. And again, using his weaker left foot, finding perfectly Joshua at the end of it, guiding it across the far post. Very difficult for the goalkeeper to be in position to save that ball as well.
Yeah, and that was all we were to see before the referee blew his whistle to signal the end of the first half. But just inside the first 60 seconds of the second, that man, Sime Zuzul, he scored his 15th of the season with a cool, calm and collected finish after an unusually quiet first half, Kidu.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it came from a pressing situation where Huzaifa had the ball, and again, good inch-perfect pass in between the 2 defenders for Zuzul to just guide the ball across the goalkeeper's left side and into the back of the net.
Yep, and the Eagles continued to mount pressure on the Lions' goal. The next chance fell to Ilhan Noor, who had created plenty of his own chances in addition to assisting on that occasion. Well stopped by Ridwan Fikri.
Yeah, exactly, and I think with all the industrious ability that Ilhan Noor, he deserved at least a goal today with the many chances that he has had.
Absolutely. The third goal for Geylang on the evening, well, it fell to this man on screen, Sime Zuzul. Did brilliantly with his footwork, was composed, took his time, sidestepped his marker, Harris Stewart, and slotted home his 16th goal of the campaign.
Yeah, the move started from Vincent Bezekor, and if Sime Zuzul had another choice, he would have played back to Vincent, who's running, coming to support, but he took it on his own. He knew what he wanted to do straight away. He picked his spot, created that space, sidestepped Harris as well. And there you have it, the record-breaking goal personally for him and Geylang as well.
Yeah, and the hungry forward, well, he wanted more. And he almost got his hat-trick for the evening. It fell really nicely for him, but Ridwan Fikri was up to the task.
To me, it's all about the energy of Ahmad Shah. He predicted and anticipated that the ball is going to drop right in front. He stuck his foot in it, dropped right to Zuzul, and again, Azwan maybe could have done better with the rebound.
Let's have a recap of some of the stats. Plenty of shots for Geylang, 20 to the Young Lions 5, 10 on target, 3 of which went into the back of the net. They, of course, dominated in terms of creating set-piece chances as well. And in the end, they emerged victorious by 3-0. It's their 7th win in 11. Statistically, they've been absolutely sound. Nur Ali has, well, engineered a brilliant turnaround for the Eagles. Just to recap, match week 22, Hougang United were thoroughly outplayed by the Lion City Sailors last night, 9-4. The Sailors continue to lead the league table. Albirex Niigata earlier this evening, a 2-1 win over Tanjung Pagar, and Geylang 3-0 victors here at our Tampines Hub over the Young Lions. What does that mean for the table? Well, the Sailors, 3 points clear of Albirex Niigata in second. Tampines, 31 points in third. They still have a game in hand as well. But that all-important 4th position, Geylang sit there now with 30 points. A goal difference of 0. They'll be looking to improve on that in the games to come. They've leapfrogged Hougang and Tanjung Pagar. The Young Lions, well, unfortunately, they're sitting right at the bottom of the table with just 7 points from their 22 games. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for more Singapore Premier League action. Tampines Rovers, they play their game in hand against Balestier Khalsa, who will be looking to bounce back after their 3-0 defeat against Geylang last weekend. That's live from our Tampines Hub at 5:20 p.m. So that's all the coverage and the action we have been bringing to you from our Tampines Hub this evening. Geylang richly deserving their 3-0 win over the Young Lions. From myself and Hidir Hamis, we hope you have a pleasant evening ahead.